Hi. It recently came to my attention that a very well-known actor by the name of Terrence Howard, you might know him as the War Machine. I grew up with four brothers. I don't have four brothers. That's the movie. As a gentleman, it's coming across the internet, not for acting contexts, but he is challenging the intellectuals of maths and science and all of that because he has a very high IQ. And he said he's a genius. That at 6 months in the womb of his mother, he was already talking to himself in English. I lost a couple of brain cells right there. But the most controversial thing that he said is that 1 times 1 equals 2. I think my last brain cell just got kaput. Thank you, Terrence. This was brilliant. But yeah. And I'm usually not bothered by the stupidity of the internet, because I'm dumb as well. So it doesn't bother me. It makes me feel like, more people are like me. I'm dumb. More people are dumb. I'm not alone. It's fine. I like it. However, I like to read the comment section because I'm also a big fan of the humoristic side of the comment section. I love it. It's just the way it is. I know I might be a psycho, but it's just the way it is. But I was surprised instead of seeing how many people still haven't gone past 3rd grade maths. That was a bit concerning. It's like, okay, I'm dumb, but how can people be more than this? Like there's a limit, all right? It was a bit concerning how stupid we can get in 2024 to believe such nonsense. And hey, you know the cool thing about beliefs? You can't bloody argue with that. But on this channel, I don't give a fuck. I will argue that. With basic maths, okay? I'm just going to focus on the 1 times 1 equals 2 because I really don't care about anything else. I mean, he's an actor. He can obviously make you believe anything because he's paid. That's his job. And he's good at it, okay? But there's a subtle line between real life and the movies. But now he's coming in real life saying these things and... Come on, bro. Okay, anyway. The anger meter just raised through the roof. But in a fun way. It doesn't make me want to jump out of my window, which is a good sign. Yet. But 1 times 1 equals 2 is one of his logic. And the reason why, like the concept he uses to base all his theory around, is that multiplication signifies an increase. So multiplication means an increase. So how can it stay the same instead of increasing if we multiply something? I know. Some of you might be looking at this and thinking, what? I apologize to your brain cells because you're going to lose them. You're going to leave some crumbles like Hansel and Gretel along the way, those are your brain cells, are gonna go by the end of this video. You were warned. But let's move on. This is the concept. This is the context. This is what he said. And I understand why. When I was a kid, they taught me with a belt. Because it was a long time ago, right? And I remember the belt because I challenged the teacher. Because the teacher said to me, 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. But then 3 plus 3, it's 6. But 3 times 3, it's 9. And that's when the belt came to in the play. Because I said, hold on a second. What? 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 8. It's 9. It's not 6. Explain. And then he belted me, obviously. But then he explained. It's because you add 3 for 3 times. So it's a 3 plus 3 plus 3. That's where the concept of increasing into multiplications come to play. However, that is only the case when you look at integral numbers. 1 unit, 2 units, 5 units, 1 trillion units. $1, $2, 1 apple, 2 apples, and so on. However, it's a problem of expression, you see. Once you change the way you speak about it and you express it differently, everything makes more sense. Because this doesn't apply to numbers that are smaller than an entire unit. Percentages, half of a unit, a quarter of a unit, cents. It's not $1, it's 50 cents. Go shorty, okay? How does it work? I can't believe I have to explain this. So, if I multiply 2 by 2, I get a bigger number than 2. Fine. But if I multiply 0.5 by 0.5, I don't get 1. I don't get a bigger number. I get a smaller number. Why is that? Because 0.5 times 0.5 equals 0.25. And that really got me confused in 3rd grade. Okay? So, how to explain this? Change the way you express things. Let me give you an example. This is my hand. Okay? And this is 1 finger. 1 unit. An integral number. 1. I take this finger and I add it once to my hand. How many fingers are in my hand? Are they 2, Terrence? Is 1. Basic mathematics. 1 finger, 1 hand. 1 finger. It's just logical. I don't see 2 fingers in my hand. Okay? Where'd you get 2? 1 times 1 equals 1. Now, a different way of expressing is this. It's 1 times. So I take my finger 1 times and I add it. Very good. Now, if I want this to equal 2, I'll take my finger, I'll put it on my hand, and I'll do the same operation twice. So it's 1 finger times 2. Okay? When you apply this way of expressing yourself, and then you use it for numbers below an integral number, you'll see the difference. So now let's take the 0.5 times 0.5 issue. Terrence said that 0.6 times 0.6 cannot be inferior than 0.6, because how can we multiplicate something and get a lesser number, a smaller number, in return? It makes no sense. Well, if you want to add things, of course it doesn't make sense, but we're not adding here. And multiplication doesn't always mean increase. And life is not that simple, and I'm sorry for it. I'm not. I'm lying. However, let's move on. If you express it a different way, and you don't say 0.5 times 0.5, instead you say a certain unit, a certain amount of times, you will get half a unit, half the time. So it's halved. And in that case becomes a half of a half. It's the same, by the same token, if I have an integral unit, a 1, and I divide it by 0.5, it's easily to accept that that's a half, because I'm halving that unit. So 1 times 0.5 is 0.5, correct? Because I'm halving that 1. If I change the expression from 1 times, and I say 1 half the time, it's 1 halved. So halved, is half of half, which means 0.25, a quarter. This is the same way, Terrence and everybody else, that the taxing system works. You know, if you live in a country where you pay 20% of your taxes and you look at your payslip, the magic happens when you look at the integral number, the one that you have. Let's assume for the sake of argument is $1,000, and I'm sincerely hoping is more, but 1,000 for ease of argument. You multiply that number by 0.8. And you get less money back. If that was supposed to be an increase, Terrence, how do you get less money back? It makes no bloody sense. Because by your theory, we should all be rich and the government should actually add a bunch of extra dollars by taxing us, which effectively should give us more money, which makes no bloody fucking sense. Am I the one losing my shit here? What is happening to our people? Whatever. That was it. Ciao. Go have fun.